What's going on, everybody? My name is Tomas, and in this video I want to compare two of Sennheiser's most popular shotgun microphones. The one being the MKE 600 and the other being the industry standard MKH 416. Now these two shotgun microphones vary in price significantly. The MKH 416 retails for about $1,000 and the MKE 600 is about $330. Now they also fit very different needs and fit into a studio very differently. But that being said, they both can be interchanged. One of the differences between the two microphones is that the MKH 416 needs phantom power and there's no battery included. So you can't really go mobile with this without having an external recorder. The MKH 600 has the ability to input a AA battery, and the design of it is very clever, in which the battery is just included within the microphone, which allows you to just attach this to a camera and go. So the 600 is much more portable than the 416 because you don't need an external recorder with the 600. And before we get into comparing just raw audio, I want to tell you that I am recording on the 416 currently and tell you a little bit how I'm going to do this comparison and allow you to be the judge for yourself. The 416 is going into my Apogee Duet first generation, and it's being recorded into Adobe Audition at 48 and 24 bit. So I'm going to do the same with the MKE 600, and I'm not going to power it on because I don't think that's an accurate representation between the two, and record at the same recording into the same system. So everything's going to be the same between the two. I'm not going to power the 600 at all. I'm just going to let my Apogee Duet do all the work for each of the microphones so you can be the judge. We'll go ahead and get into it right now. Since I'm recording on the 416, I want you to hear how it is that I'm right on it. And then I'm going to go off axis to see how it's canceling out the noise, or taking in room noise and all that type of stuff. And then I'm going to go to the other side of the microphone to give you some more representation of how that's being recorded. Now the 416 is hypercardioid, so the pickup pattern is like focused. It's a shotgun microphone, so it's focused, but it's also going to pick up room noise. So it's really good for recording instruments or recording voice on the move. So if you have a boom pole or some sort of audio person, that can work out really well. And I'll keep doing this so you can get a sample of how this sounds off axis, because I think it does a really good job when it's pointed directly at your subject, and it picks up some really great sound. Now the frequency response on the 416 is 40 to 20,000 hertz, so it's going to pick up all of that goodness. The lows, the mids, and the trebles are going to be absolutely represented very well when you're recording sound through the 416. And finally, the 416 does require phantom power, so you do need an external recorder to implement this microphone in your workflow. Now, let's go ahead and hop on over to doing some tests of what you can expect with the 600. All right, so here we are with the 600, and I'm doing the same type of testing with it, and you can be the judge. Again, this is being recorded into my Apogee Duet first generation at 48 and 24 bits. So again, you be the judge of how the 600 performs in comparison to the 416. These are very different shotgun microphones, and they can be implemented very differently, but they are both shotgun microphones and can serve the same purpose. The thing is that I think the 600 has more versatility when it comes to being portable, because it can be connected directly into a camera, for example, and the sound can be recorded because it provides its own phantom power with the battery that you put in it. It does take a AA battery, and you can turn that on. In addition to it having a switchable low-cut filter. Now, what that means is that you can switch it to where you switch the low-cut filter on, and wind noise is drastically reduced. That's something that the 416 cannot do. Again, I think the 600 is a much more versatile tool, and in addition to it costing a whole lot less. The difference between these two that you may be hearing is that this is supercardioid and the 416 is hypercardioid. So the pickup patterns are a little different, and I think the 416 is a little tighter, but the 600 does an excellent job at that as well. Now I'm going to move off axis so you can hear how it cancels out noise and all that type of stuff. Exactly the same as it was with the 416. I think both of them sound really great. And if you're on a budget, I highly recommend the 600 because it's $330. Well, at the time of this video, and sometimes you can find it for a good deal. If you're interested in pricing and availability of either one of these microphones, I'll link them in the description of this video, so feel free to check them out. Now, the frequency spectrum of the 600 is identical to the 416, which is 40 to 20,000 hertz. It's going to give you some great representation between all of the spectrums of frequency. So your lows are going to sound good, your mids are going to sound good, and your highs or your trebles are going to sound really great as well. So I'm going to give you one more sample of me going off axis of this microphone before I get out of here. And hopefully you found this video useful, and hopefully it helps you make a decision on which microphone it is you want to save up for. Again, I think the 600 is very versatile, and it allows you to do a lot more with costing a lot less. But you can't beat the sound of the 416 because the 416 just sounds beautiful. I mean, it just sounds great, full, gives you a good presence, and a lot of people utilize that microphone because of that. And if you are purchasing a 416, you more than likely have an external recorder, which will allow you to capture a lot higher sound. So, you know, 96, 24, that type of thing. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down in the comments. Feel free to let me know what it is that I can do to improve. In addition to that, feel free to check out my channel, some of the past works that I've done. If you like what you've seen here and what you've seen on my channel and you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care.